Hi everybody, thanks for tuning in again today. Today, I'm so excited because I finally finished that great big bib necklace I was working on a few videos back that had all the really cool tea-dyed bone beads and check flowers and stuff. And I finally finished it. And I wanted to show it to you because there were a few things about making bibs since I hadn't made one for a little while that kind of slipped my mind. And they're good little pointers and tips that you probably need to know would help you to do one a little bit better. So anyway, I'll just show you. I have a couple necklaces actually over here made with the bone beads and check flowers, but I have this one, and I'm just going to kind of show you real quick since I'm going to be the mannequin here. But this is what it looks like this. So it falls rather nicely. I'll give you a link to Etsy later because I do have it up. You'll be able to see it there. And also you could join us at the Beast of Boutiques Creative Group and you'll see pictures of it there too. But let me stop blabbing. Let's get to it. And before we do, would you please subscribe to my channel? I'd appreciate it very much. And at the end, maybe leave me a like if you like the video and a kind comment if you want to. I appreciate it so much. So come on over and let's talk about these fantastical necklaces I just made. So this is kind of like a work table Wednesday, isn't it? Shows all my stuff. This is all my stuff that I used to make my bone bead and check bead necklace that I was working on the other day. I made a bib. And not only made a bib, but I made a pendant. And then I'm working on another one too, so I'm going to show you all of them. And I'm just going to I'm not going to really do the work today, but I'm going to talk to you about how I did it. And I think that will be just as helpful to you as anything. So let's work it out and see what happens. I'm going to set this over side and show you the three pieces I'm talking about. Okay, so first of all, of course, is this big bib necklace that I made that I've been working on. And I changed it up a good bit from when I first showed it to you because I found that sometimes with a bib, they get kind of wonky. You just hold them down like this and they're correct. Or nearly so. Get them all going the same way. Okay, there we go. That's why if you have a bib like this, it might be good to leave it on a mannequin or something till you wear it. Alright, yeah, it's wanting to get all weird on me now. When you know, this is my day. My last video stuff got weird on me too. I wish it would take some pity on me. I want to show you this all laid out. But we do have pictures. I have this on Etsy right now. If it's still there, it probably will be. And then also, if you go to the Beast Boutiques Creative Group, which I've told you lots of times, please come join us. We want your company so much. You can learn so much about how I do things and also Beast Boutiques products, and you'll also be able to see what other people do with them too. Because a lot of people enjoy using the things that I enjoy using. Because in case you didn't realize it, the things that I use in my videos, I have purchased to share. I sell them. This is how I make my living. That's why I can make the videos for you. It's because I can sell parts and then I can share how to do the different techniques as part of, you know, the whole deal. So anyway, this is how it goes, like this. Yeah, go over to the Beast Boutiques Creative Group and see what it looks like on the mannequin. It's on Facebook, so you have to be on Facebook to look at it, but most of you are on there, so I hope you will. But anyway, so you can see the pieces are longer in the front than they are toward the back. Okay? And the reason for that is because you have to kind of graduate them. You need to have the long ones down the front and then kind of get shorter as you go up, because if you don't, what will happen is they'll stick out all weird. Let me see. I had this piece on there, and I had it up like around here. Well, until you pick that up to put on, it's going to stick out like this. It's going to stick out like a hurt finger. You don't want that look. That's no good. So they've got to be shorter. They've got to, as you go up, they've got to get like from this length to this length, and you just kind of have to eyeball it. No two of my pieces on here are exactly the same or exactly the same size, although you could do it that way if you like to. You know, I'm the random chick. I like to do everything all random like. So that's why, you know, everything I do is kind of funky and different. It's probably one of the reasons why this took me like 3 nights to work it out. But I had the beginning done, and it went together like kismet, as they say. But then the rest of it didn't, and it was because I didn't have it planned right. And I took it and I went to put it on. I'm like, oh no, you forgot something, because I hadn't made one for a while, you know. But I think the cool thing about this is the different textures. You have the check beads like these ones. We have lots of these on our site, the wildflower beads. And then the check glass against the bone beads. And of course, if you go back in a few videos, you'll see how I took the white bone beads that we carry at our website, and I dyed them with tea bag. So simple, it's like anybody could do it. Nothing to it. Very, very simple to do. So I dyed them, and then I took them, dried them off really good, patted them down, and then in the bags of the beads, you'll find these pieces here. Maybe I can show you a couple I have over here on my workboard. Now, they're like this, and what they are is they're strainage bars. You know, stabilizer bars, bracelet bars, whatever. I thought, oh wow, this could be something cool, but how am I going to do it? I thought, well, first I'm going to have to get 3 that have 3 or 4 holes in them. This wouldn't be quite enough, it's only 2. And then I have to be able to string them. So let me see if I can find another one on here. Maybe it has 3. I'm pretty sure I had one. If I don't, I'll try to make do with what I got. Yeah, here's the 3. Okay. Now they don't have to be exactly the same size either. You just work it. So like say, I'm going to do something with this and I would use another. I don't think I have another one with 3. Yes, I do online. In fact, I have one started here. Here's how it goes. You put the long head pins through the top, the holes. Make them come through the holes. And then I'm going to string another one on. So I have this, and this to go on. This is just a really cool way to use these, because I don't really like them so much for strainage bars, but I love them to make cool, funky pendants. But you know, it's all what you like. So you just have to smush that up, get it in there. Sometimes they'll fight you a little bit. You just have to push up on it. Okay. So you probably have to push on that a little bit. And then I'm going to put another one on. Another. And another. Okay, so now I've got the 3 put together, and I'll pull them up. And this is wonky. You have to figure it out. You have to. These may not have been the right ones to fit up, but it's just I just basically want to show you this a little bit off. So because this one's spaced out so different. You know what? I'm gonna take that one off just for the sake of whatever, so I can show you the rest, because it's just that one's a little bit wonky. And you'll have that. You have to go through them and find just the right ones. These are all, they're water buffalo beads, and they're all carved and handmade in India. And so they're, you know, not quite perfect, but that's how they are. So then what you do is you just thread on your other bone beads. Here's a longer one, and a few little round ones, and a short one, till you get to the bottom, and then you'll just hang some dangles from it. And now you have a wonderful pendant. It's like not like anybody else's. This one you just take it and you just put, here's one that I didn't use. All this is you just take a long head pin and you thread it through a bunch of bone beads and turn it. And then you can make an earring out of it. Or you could put a pendant like I did. The reason I went ahead and did this and didn't make an earring out of it, because these didn't quite match up all the way, so I thought, nah, I don't want to make earrings on it. This is good for the bottom of the pendant. So that's what I did. That's how I did that. So I'll set that aside. Anyway, that's how that one went. And after that, basically, it's just getting your lengths matched up, and then also your spacing and your balance, you know, to make sure that, like, for example, you want to make, like, 3 all the same and put them all in a row. I mean, unless that's the look you're going for, which is not what I do, but it's what you like, it's okay. But it's like, for example, one way to achieve balance is like make sure that you have one of each kind on each end. Like this one is the same. These 2 are the same. You know, they're not exactly, yes they are, this is flipped over. And also then too, be sure that you have the right same length, you know. pretty much same length. Like this one should match like this one, you know. This one, yeah, this is bummed up under here. Okay, this one should match this one. This one should kind of match this one. Now they're off a little bit. That's okay. Here's one with the ring. Here's one with the ring. Here's one with the rhinestone rondelles. Here's one with the rhinestone rondelles. Here's one with the green flower and a dangly thing. Now these aren't exactly the same, but they're the same length. These two are a little different. So I could have probably swapped this one for that one and moved this one back there. That might have been better. But I try to aim for the same lengths as I go back. And then the same amount on each side. So like if I have 10 on this side, I want 10 on this side. If you put an odd amount, it won't hang right. When you put it on, it'll look funny, like it's missing something, because it's missing something. So anyway, that's how it goes. So it's just be prepared to spend a little time with it. And then I just hook them to a piece of chain. You know, it could be a straight piece of chain. This one was. And it is 7 inches long. So basically, a bracelet length. If you were using shorter beads on it, you could put a clasp, use it for a bracelet, and make it convertible onto that, like I've done in a lot of my videos. But this is not going to work too good for a bracelet. It's too long. So I wouldn't advise that. And then I go back the sides. How long did I go? Just so you know. You have all the measurements. It's 7 inches across here, and then it's about 6, a little bit more on the sides, 6 on each side. It has an extender. I like to make these so that you can wear them longer or shorter. So this has like almost a 3-inch extender, 2.5, let's say. Okay, so you could hook it here. You could hook it here. Either way. And then I use a pretty decent sized lobster claw. I don't use a little itty bitty one because it needs support. Then in the middle, you might want to know how long is this. So I will tell you. I believe it's 4.5 inches, but let me look. No, just a little bit, little tiny bit, about close to 4. I would say 4 inches, 4.25. But that doesn't matter. You can make it longer if you want. You just have to balance out the rest with it. Okay? That's the tip on that one. So that's how I made that one. And you know what? Even though I had to mess around with this a lot to get it right, the next one I won't have to. And that's what's good about it. Sometimes you think, oh, I've got so much time in that if I go to sell it, I'll never get my money back. You know when you get your money back? Is by what you learned that you put into the next piece that you make. And pretty soon, you'll be quite profitable because you will have learned, oh no, don't do that this time, or this is going to take too long, or whatever, you know, to get it costed out right. Because the parts in this are not that expensive. The rhinestone rondelles cost a little, but there aren't that many. The bone beads are very inexpensive. The check beads are not expensive, you know. So, and I use odds and ends too, so you could do that as well. So it's not so expensive to make as it can be time consuming. But the more you make of them, the less time consuming they are. And then what you can do too, once you get it all worked out, all your dimensions and everything, you can make this part first. You can make all your side pieces, lay them out, balance them out, then hook them all up, put this together, hook it all. Next thing you know, you maybe worked at it for an hour, hour and a half instead of hours on end. Because I could make this probably now in an hour and a half. But the first time, couldn't. Okay, now I'll show you another little experiment that I did that you will enjoy. Where did I put it? Oh, here it is. It's hiding because I have too much stuff on my tray. Now this one I finished, and I really like how this came out. So I did that same thing in the middle with this one. These ones fit up better. And I have 4 of them this time. And then I have dangles. I have one that's longer than all of them. And then the rest are just kind of jiggled. That's okay in this case. I like that look. In fact, it worked out better because they hang better. Because if you had, say you came down on the ends and you did this big flower on the end on all of them, they'd be banging into each other and wouldn't fit up right, wouldn't hang right. So it's best that you kind of, jog it up a little bit. Okay, so then I just, did that the same way on the long head pins, or it could be a piece of wire. And then when I got up here, between my long eye pins, not head pins, I put a little bone bead on a piece of leather cord that I strung through here. It's a 1/2 inch cord, and we do carry it at the website. it's like this. It looks like this. 1/2 inch cord. So you would just take it and string it through there with your beads, come up the sides. There's like 4 beads up each side. Then you would go from there and then thread in, because it's so skinny it will go. These beads have big enough hole. Just take a few beads that you like for your dimension through here, then knot it real tight. And then start going up the sides. I'll do this sometime soon, just all by itself, but I want to show you now, because those of you who've done things like this before will know exactly what I've done. And then you just come up doing, you know, your different strands, and I knot every so often. I knot on it to kind of hold it. I like knotting. We'll do some knotting videos. We did some before using the string, but this is the leather cord. And at the end, I got to hold. I did not use cubes. I did not use crimps. But I wrapped it with wire, skinny wire, like 24 gauge. I wrapped it. I just felt it was more secure that way. So that's why I did it that way. And then, you know, I have my little loop there. I'm good. I put an extender on it and a nice size lobster, and it's good to go. Then I came back here, and you could see I put a jump around there and a jump around here, and then I made a little dangle and hang it down. And I love how that looks, because if it didn't have it, see, it'd be kind of plain, wouldn't it? So I determined, well, you put something in the middle, and it makes all the difference, doesn't it? To me it does, anyway. So this is a nice length, too. I'll just tell you how long. The middle part is from, let's say the top of this part, all the way down, is about 7 inches. From just the top of the bars, it's like 5.5. Then this section here in the middle is about 1 inch. And then the side sections, which you can see my knots, this skinny cord knots like a dream. It's so easy to knot. Okay, so they are about 8.5 with, like I say, the 2-inch extender, which you can put on or not put on, that's up to you. But I'm going to keep this, I think, because I love the way it lays. It's so easy to wear. You wear it all day long, not even know it's on. It's so nice. But then I got to thinking, this is the last thing I'm going to show you today. I wanted to make this section, this middle section like this, and be able to do it again. But, you know, sometimes you can't always find these. So now what do you do? So I thought, okay, so how can I work this out with just beads? Now, this one's not done yet by any means, but what I did is I took 4 of these and laid them out next to each other, this way. And just beaded them. I just went and made the sections, all separate. Then to connect them, I took a piece of wire and I went through the side here, and between each one of these sections, I put a bone bead. And then I twirled it around. This part would be the front. I made a little twirl there on each end, so that it would hold it. I need to pull that one down a little more. And then I proceeded from there to go on up and do the same thing I had done on this. You know, bead up the side, then go to the center, and from here then I'll bead up the rest. And that'll be that. So then I can make one of these, and I don't have to have those bars. So long as I have some small bone beads and some long bone beads, I'm good. Now at the bottom, what I did to try and keep it together is I took another eye pin and I went through here and I pulled it together, but I thought it needed something in between because there was a little bit too much room. So I put these spacer beads, but I'm not very content with them yet. I don't like, there needs to be another line here of something, and I'm just not so content with them. So I'll probably take this part apart when I go to finish it and fix that up a little bit differently. But, you know, that's all up to you. It's not that hard once you work it out. And that's the point, is once you work out your patterns and you work with your beads a little bit to see, you know, what kind of style you want to do, and then kind of get that style down, you're good to go. It takes you less and less time each time. And then you get more and more ideas as you go along on how you can change it up, make it different, make it better. So this is a great design. Doesn't cost a lot, especially with bone beads. The little check beads are not that expensive either. This cord is very expensive. We have all the parts for this at the website. I still have bone beads. They're getting a little lower, but I have my order in. Should be coming in maybe a week and a half or so, I hope. And then we'll have plenty more. But anyhow, that's how it goes. So, to summarize, we had this one, the big bib, and we had this long centerpiece with not too much going on around the top, and then we have this one, they're showing up yet. Then we have this one that is not quite complete yet, that needs some refining. You can see I'm on my way, and I've made myself a whole new style, and now I've shared it with you, so go ahead. I don't care if you copy this down to the last thing. Take a picture of it, take a screenshot, copy it down to the last piece if you want to. I don't care, because that'll help you learn. And I'll be off to something else anyway, so it's okay. It's okay with mine. You know, when I do a video on something, I don't get upset if people copy it off, because sometimes that's how they learn. Now, if I make something I put on Etsy or I put on my website and I haven't done a tutorial on it, then that one's kind of mine, but that's a different subject for another day. But yeah, if it's on a video and you need to copy it off, or at least partially copy it off in order to learn it and get it down, I don't care. That's why it's here. You know, I made it for you to use the information. So anyway, I hope you enjoy this. I really love working with these colors. I love working with this whole thing. It's kind of a new thing for me. I've been wanting to branch out to get to more boho looks, more twisted wire, more leather cord especially. I really want to get into that, knots and things like that. So here's a good start. Here's a new pathway to something new for all of us. So I hope you'll take it and run with it. I hope you enjoyed it. And don't forget, if you need parts for this kind of thing, would you please check us out at bsuboutiques.com. We really have a very unique line. If you haven't been there to look before, you're going to be surprised at what you find. We have a lot of stuff that nobody else has. Absolutely nobody. And then, too, if you sign up for my newsletter that I have at the site, you'll see there's a big box for sign up for a newsletter. If you click on that, you sign up for my newsletter, which is a lot of fun. I send out maybe 2-3 times a week. That's kind of a lot to some people, but you won't think so once you get it, because I use a lot of pictures that other people have made from our stuff, and they have new ideas and they're sharing it. It's like getting your own private Pinterest board 2 or 3 times a week. I show you that, and all the coupon codes for that week are on there. Everything you need to know, stories, whatever. It's all in there. It's fun. Sign up for it, and when you go to sign up for it, the site will give you a code that you can use to get 15% off your next order after you sign up. Even if you've bought from us before, sign up for sign up for the newsletter if you haven't before. And then you'll get a code from the website. Will tell you, okay, you can use a 15% off your order, and there's no minimum on that either. So whatever you buy, it's 15% off. You can spend $200 and get 15 off. You can spend $25 and get 15 off. You could spend $10 and get 15 off. Whatever you want to do, pick up a few things. They'll give you a little break that time. So there's every reason to sign up and try it. Then you get it and you think, this is too much. Or I'm not getting them read or whatever. Or I don't like you, Brenda Sue, anymore. Whatever. You can always unsubscribe. I understand. You know, I have to unsubscribe from things periodically too. So I completely understand. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for hanging in there with me. I had a really good time sharing this with you, and I can't wait to share the next one. So you have a great day. Thanks so much. Bye.